Hi guys, it's Wade McMaster here. In today's video I'm going to show you how you can create some subtle textures for things like your website or social media or anything you want to use just like nice subtle textures on. I'm going to show you how to do that using Canva. Now I'm going to jump on the computer and I'm going to show you, going to open up Canva and you can see they've got plenty of sources that you can use, but I'm also going to show you some other sources for images that you can use to create these subtle textures with. So yeah, let's jump on the computer and let's get started. Okay, so I'm logged into Canva. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually create a blank design to work with. So if I go up here to create design and click that, I can actually search for anything I want, such as Instagram story, A4 document. So if you have a particular use in mind, you can actually go ahead and find that here, such as Instagram post 1080 by 1080. Or you can go to custom size and type in some dimensions of your own. So that's pretty handy. I'm going to actually go with 1080 by 1080 for the sake of the video. Whatever size you need is obviously the size you put in and what it's used for. But essentially, we're good to go. The first thing I'm going to do is, now, I mentioned here, if I go to elements, now I mentioned that there's a few other places you can go. If you can't find the photos you want here, you can go to a few other places such as pexels.com, unsplash.com, and freeimages.com to find images. And then you can go over here to your uploads and upload them pretty easily. But what we're going to do is I'm going to actually search here. I'm going to search for look for some kind of texture. You can see here you've got a few cool pro textures like scratchy texture, something else here. This is actually moving, so it's actually a video. You want to stick with photos. Let's find something such as something that's not so subtle, so we actually have to work with it a bit. So let's say we've got this texture here, or even better, this texture. I'll just get rid of this one. So this is a free texture that I can use from Canva at any time. However, it's a bit harsh. If I try to put text over this, it's going to be too hard to read. So we want to kind of make this texture a bit more subtle by kind of like blending it with a color. And once again, there's another incredibly simple process. We go over here under elements to graphics. If you can't see what you want, you type in square in graphics and you get a nice square here. And we simply pop that in the screen. Then you see this square is a green color. I can change that here, but all I'm really doing is moving this out. I'm going to keep it tucked in a little bit so you can see the difference. And I'm going to transparency. I'm going to just simply adjust this transparency. As you can see here, we now have a subtle texture that we can use. But the other thing that's really cool about this is if I just knock this back a little bit, if I click on the image, we can also adjust the image a little bit by going to filter. And you can change some of the effects. So you can see here in the green, things get a little sort of more defined. So street's a good one if you want to like take the color out of something and get it looking sort of different. You can play around with some of these, play around with the intensity, and just explore what effects you have. If you find something that's a similar color to the color you're using, you might find you get a really suitable effect quite easily. And of course, if I want to change this green, I go up top here, top left. Maybe I choose such a purple, something like that. And we have a nice texture there. You can also just go with white if you want something really subtle. I would move that across. We go to our filter, we choose street or something like that. We've got a nice white texture. We can easily pop text over top of that quite easily. And it's just a really simple process and there's not a lot involved. Like it takes about a couple of minutes to do. And you can explore other things such as effects and things like that. But have a play with that. Honestly, I don't think you're going to need most of these. The filters is enough for the image. But that's pretty much it. And one thing to be aware of is whenever you get an image full size, it will generally place itself as a background. So detached image from background. So it is actually a background. So you have trouble sort of moving that around sometimes. Just detach that image from the background and then you can move it as you see fit. And now I've clicked off, it's reattached itself to the background. So I'll move this here. So we've got a nice subtle white texture we want to use. So when we're done, we go up top to download. You can choose PNG or JPEG. I'll probably choose JPEG in this sense. Click download and the image will sort of export. And then you can download your image and that's it. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Just a nice, easy one for you guys looking to design graphics for your social media, your websites, or anything like that. Very easy to create these subtle textures and they're very good for design. So yeah, I hope you found that video useful. If you did, please consider giving it a like. Any comments or questions, please just leave a comment below. And if you want more like this, please consider subscribing. This all helps to support the channel, so I get to bring you more free tutorials in the future. So hope you enjoyed the video and have a great day.